You'll see people on the phone playing with their smartphones and gadgets. And if you mention smartphones, two very prominent names will come to mind. But right now, a new player is entering the markets. You may remember an old friend. They're jumping into this smartphone market and tapping in, and they're coming back very strong. We're visiting Nokia Thailand today to find out about the new Lumia 920 and what it's going to bring to the game. Welcome to So This is Thailand, and we are here today at Nokia Thailand. Now, smartphones is the thing. It's the thing that everyone wants to have one of, and one of the gadgets that people most like to play with. So we're here with Mr. Grant McBeath, MD of Nokia Thailand, and he's going to be sharing with us some of the new developments and exciting times ahead. Thank you for joining us today.
Great to be here, Tara.
Now, before you came to Nokia Thailand, I've heard that you have been in Southeast Asia, and how does the Thai mobile phone market compare with other countries in?
Sure, so I mean the exciting thing about the Thai market at the moment is the Thai market's really booming. You know, overall volumes are growing, but we're seeing a significant shift towards smartphones. So that means the overall value of the market's growing rapidly. Thai consumers are interacting with their phones a little bit different. They're demanding a little bit more from their phones as well. So what we're seeing is a very, very buoyant market and a very exciting market as far as growth and opportunity is concerned.
Well, I've noticed if you're on the SkyTrain or MRT, everyone's going like this. Is everywhere else as obsessed with smartphones and gadgets as we are?
Yeah, look, I think it's certainly getting that way, and I think the great thing is that devices are getting more and more powerful right through the range. So right from the Nokia Lumia range down into the Asha smartphone range, which are a lot more affordable. Consumers are able to update their social networks and download applications and play games, connect to the internet, and they're pretty much demanding that everywhere they are. What Nokia is trying to do is bring your eyes up so that you're starting to interact with your phone at eye level as opposed to looking down. So some of the innovations like City Lens and what have you allow a consumer to be looking up a bit more with their device as opposed to always eyes down.
You're right about that. I actually think like I have a bad shoulder because I'm always going like this. So tell us about how you're bringing everyone's eyesight up here.
Sure. So there's a fantastic application called City Lens, and that's effectively augmented reality. So bringing the future to now, and only available on the Nokia Lumia smartphone range. So City Lens will basically, what it does is you open up the application, you bring up your camera, and then it highlights what points of interest around. It could be entertainment, it could be food and beverage, it could be other sorts of points of interest, and by using your camera image finder, you can look and see where nearby the various elements are. So your phone is up, you don't get a sore shoulder, and you can see what's around you.
So how does the data get put together with all of this, I suppose that you're scanning your environment, right?
You are. So we have a business unit called Location and Commerce, and they literally turn everything in the world into data points. And once you put it into data points, it's very easy to upload into a mapping situation. And then what happens is the Nokia technical people behind the scenes then develop applications so consumers can turn that data into meaningful experiences. So again, if you're in Leicester Square travelling, you want to find a Thai restaurant, you put on your restaurant viewfinder through City Lens, you hold up your camera, and all of a sudden you can see where the various restaurants are, and then you can look down and you can then navigate to where that restaurant is. So a very strong use case as to how the future is coming to today and how Nokia is bringing innovation to the market.
I guess that one of the things we have to talk about is the operating system, because Nokia has its own unique feature point that it uses Windows, right?
Correct, yeah.
How is that going to make a difference?
The Windows Phone 8 platform, which was just announced last week by Microsoft, Thailand will be the first market in APAC to launch. We'll launch on around the 20th of November this month or next month. and we're very excited about it. It's the newest software, it's the most powerful, it's fast, it's beautiful. You know, it comes with live tiles, so you know you can always be updating with your friends or with messages or calendar invites or applications, taking note of the weather conditions or how many messages you have. And it's just a beautiful, smooth ecosystem. The great thing about the Windows ecosystem is that it's all about people. So the People Hub, brings all your social networks integrated into one place. It's fast and it's smooth.
Is that the first wireless charging device? It's the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, so wireless charging is based on the Key, which is QI, which is a global ecosystem or standard that the battery manufacturers and other consumer electronics stores and brands have bought into and adopted, which will make it incredibly easy in the future. So, you know, you could go into a True Coffee or a Starbucks or a Thai Airways lounge, and in theory you'll be able to find wireless charging pads, so you'll never be out of arm's length from a charger.
How are you going to market this awesome device in Thailand?
We're one of 14 focused markets, but we're the first in Asia to launch the Lumia 920 and Lumia 820, which is really, really exciting. So we have a big marketing budget. We'll be using Thai people and Thai images, really highlighting the power of this device and how it can improve your lifestyle and design. We have some really cool things that we're doing on digital with Love Lumia and taking a device for a test drive, but we're investing significantly in retail. So we want to make sure that we deliver the best consumer experience out of any mobile phone brand in Thailand. So ensuring that when consumers go into a retail outlet, that they can try the device, they can understand what it's capable of. Our team will help support them move their data across and their contacts, so they're completely aware of how great the device is, how much it can improve their lifestyle, and then how do we stay engaged with that consumer so that we take them on the journey, and as improvements and enhancements come, they can continue to enjoy those as well.
There was a time when Nokia was the #1, the prominent brand, the one that everyone uses, and there have been a few setbacks over the last years, I guess, with the Apple and with the BlackBerry kind of competing in that same market. What happened, and how are you going to make a comeback from that?
Sure. Look, I think the great thing about competition is about how you respond, right? And I think, you know, we've responded, we've recognised that we need to go through a transformation with what we're doing. We're a lot faster, we're a lot more agile. You know, we launched our first two Lumia devices, the 800 and the 710, within 8 months of announcing that we were shifting across to the Windows ecosystem. So we're a lot faster than we were. And it's about how you respond. So we're already recognised as having the best designs. So we won the Consumer Electronics Show Best Gadget Award in Las Vegas in 2012 with the Lumia 900. And since then, throughout the globe, we've won, you know, a significant number of design awards. We have the best camera, you know, bar none, with our Carl Zeiss optics and the Pure View. And we're continuing to invest in our location and commerce platform, which is about data, which is about navigation, which is about city lens and applications. So it's really about ensuring we invest in those things that consumers care for most: design, imaging, social networks, and context, location, and maps.
And you have a Thai menu and Thai language content now.
Correct.
Right?
So Windows Phone 8 brings Thai language, which is obviously incredibly important. The previous Lumia range, the 900, 810, 710 and 610, they had Thai applications, third-party applications, but it's fantastic to finally have Thai back on these devices, because we've always been known for having Thai. We were the first, and we want to continue that heritage.
So I'm not much of a gamer, but if you were, what could you do on the new Lumia 920?
Well, I think with the Xbox, right? So part of the Microsoft story is the Xbox story, and that gets incredibly rich with the types of games that you can use. There's hundreds of different types of games. I'm a sports guy, so I like my rugby games and any sort of game which is sports orientated. My kids just cannot put this phone down because they're forever playing their games, whether it's you know, the Cannonball games, or it's Angry Birds for obvious reasons. You know, the kids just love the various games that they can play, Penguin, and there's lots of cool stuff. There's no shortage of content. And even if you look at Usher, so the Nokia Usher range, which is the affordable smartphones, you know, this range is coming with 40 free EA games, which means, you know, you're buying an affordable smartphone to start with, and Nokia's throwing in 40 free EA games, you know, just to improve the experience. So content is really critical for us.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for giving us some of your time today, and we really wish you the best of luck with taking over the market.
Fantastic, Tara, and hopefully the Lumia range will fix your shoulder problem.
I'm not sure about that, but thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Welcome once again to Phuket. If you recall, last week Kun Valerie talked with the owner of the Simon Cabaret. So today, a special treat for you, a backstage tour and a little sneak peek of what the show is all about. Not a lot of time, so let's get inside.